welcome to the South Carolina State House. I'm the director of the maintenance here, and we're going to be touring around the State House today, seeing some of the locations that may not be normally seen by the public. It's an old historic building with many strange little spaces and crooks and crannies in it, and we're just going to go through and give you a chance to see those. We're going to start today down in what we call the earthquake pit. What it actually is the only place inside the building's basement where you can see the earthquake suppression system that was added to the State House during the 1998 renovation. Behind me here you can see this large concrete slab and these very large steel reinforcing bars. Beneath that is the actual earthquake suppression system, which is a series of shock absorbers underneath the foundation of the building which separate it from the bedrock. This system has been used successfully in Japan, and thus far, of course, we've had no way to test it unless we get a large enough earthquake that it registers. It is monitored by the University of South Carolina, and whenever there's a seismic event, they come out and check the hydraulic pressures. So far, so good. We've had no problems with it. Now we're here in the utilities feed tunnel, still deep beneath the State House. This tunnel goes from the basement of the State House, and we draw our electrical utilities and all through this tunnel. It's a great legend of past that there are tunnels under the State House which lead underneath the river, but that's not true. There are only two tunnels under here, and they're used for utilities and steam and chiller water. This tunnel goes through the State House, across the grounds to the Wade Hampton building, and from there on to the energy facility that the state operates. And that's where we get our power, our hot water, and our chill water to operate the system. Here we are in the main steam chill water pump room. This is where we bring steam or chill water into the State House and convert that to either hot or cold air. We have two pumps for steam and two pumps for chill water, and they rotate so that neither pump actually wears out. This is my office in the basement of the State House. This is where the maintenance operation is run from. The walls here are 4 foot thick of solid granite, which is true of most of the State House walls. Some are thicker. Down here we have some of the artwork and plaques that were no longer being displayed in the House chambers or the Senate chambers, and they're stored down here until they're needed again. This particular print is fairly famous in South Carolina for being the meeting of one of our partisans of the Revolution, Francis Marion, meeting with a British officer to exchange prisoners and offering him sweet potatoes. This is the joint meeting room, also known as the library. This is where conferees from the House and Senate will come if they have a disagreement on a final bill, and they work out the details here. Originally, it was also the library of the State House. This is, like most of the rooms in the State House since the renovation, it's just a beautiful room, but it's the one that we have the best recreation information on, so we know that this room today is pretty much exactly the way it was when the building first opened. This is the State House press room. This is where the ladies and gentlemen of the press cover activities of the General Assembly, and up here they have all their equipment. And there's newspapers, of course, local TV stations, and news services, wire services operate out of here to cover events at the State House. Right now we're in the space between the inner and outer domes of the State House. The large copper and stone dome that you see from the outside, of course, is not the same one that you see, decorative dome, that you can see from the second floor lobby. Right now we're between those two structures, and we'll be moving up further so that you can see exactly the difference between the two. This is the outside of the decorative inner dome. Up towards the top of the staircase, through at the top now of the decorative inner dome, you can see that it consists of rows and rows of glass. Each row is slightly different, and therefore each individual pane of glass has to be angled at a different angle, and it's all held together by iron. This is all original from the 1880s. Here we are now inside the actual outer dome. This is from the outside view what we call under the copper, which is to say to the outside of us now, beneath the protective steel coating, is the actual copper dome that you see. Now we're in what we call the observation room. It is the highest windows in the State House, and you're probably right now about 140, 145 feet tall. This is the access point to the actual flagpole where personnel have to go when we have to change or lower the flag. We have a very heavy bollard that holds the flag to keep it from pulling way out from the staff. This is the flag room, or the copper room as we call it, because it's clad entirely in copper inside and out. This is the highest point in the State House that can be accessed without a crane or a lift. This is where one goes to change or lower the flag. And there's the flagpole. We open up the hatch, draw the flag in, and then we can change it out or set it at half staff according to instructions. The dome hatch is open, and then one can pull the flag in, replace it, and then raise it back up onto the pole, and then the dome hatch is closed to prevent rainwater from entering the State House.